I want to talk about I want to talk about art. I want to talk about comedy. I want to talk about pop culture, and I want to talk about it with friends. And for a while, FNBS radio has allowed me to do that to varying degrees, but it's reached the point where it honestly just takes up more time than it's worth. It's not necessarily that I spend too much time editing or producing this podcast, but it's that it just takes up time. It does take up time. The hours that it takes are often quality hours. It's Friday Night Bible Studies has the advantage of being both a radio show and a podcast. It both lives in the moment and in the eternity of the internet. But Friday nights are a tough time to be giving up, to be perfectly honest. Full disclosure, this is being recorded on Wednesday, and the show itself was recorded on Tuesday. I will be spending this Friday evening with friends, something that I haven't been able to do because of this show. The show started as, me and three other people talking and being surrounded by other people, but it isn't that anymore. And that doesn't make me happy. I don't think that this is something that I want to be spending my time doing anymore. So this is the last episode of Friday Night Bible Studies. Um, and it's not like I'm going to stop creating. I'm going to continue making things. Obviously, that's what I'd love to do. I love to make things. But it won't be Friday Night Bible Studies. Unfortunately, after this episode, Friday Night Bible Studies will be canceled. Um, this isn't a decision that I'm making lightly, although I don't know how heavy of a decision this should even be, considering that this is more of a personal passion project that I just no longer feel inspired to create. I definitely love podcasting. I do think that there is a subtle art form to it, and I would love to continue podcasting in some form in the future, but probably not through Friday Night Bible Studies, not in the format that it was, not in the format that it has become. Um, but keep your eyes and ears open for future projects of mine, or of your other favorite creators, and don't forget to uh, support the arts, and most importantly, give me money. I need money. That's not true. Don't send me money. That's a bad investment. uh, Anyways, thank you for joining me on this journey. And now, please enjoy the final episode of Friday Night Bible Studies. Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday night. Tuesday night Bible studies. It's funny because it's Tuesday and not Friday. Just kidding. It's not funny. You know this already. But this is the last episode of Friday night Bible studies. But we're here to talk about some very important stuff. Joining me today is my good friend Rod.
Shalom. I promise I'm not Jewish.
Rod is going to be smoking a bit during the show. I just want to. My point being, if you hear weird sounds, just know that it is Rod smoking. But so today's topic is sort of a more serious one. It's death and loss, martyrdom, sadness. It's about all of these. It's about sort of just negative things, just because I think that we don't often get opportunities to truly explore these emotions. But I'd like to. That being said, let's start with some basic questions. What do you believe about death, Rod?
Now this one's real complicated.
Yeah.
If I've had a history of looking at death quite negatively, mostly in concert with myself, but more recently I've been watching a lot more Netflix and movies and stuff, and they've all been based around sort of martial arts, and a big part of martial arts is meditation. And then oftentimes, because meditation is a large part of martial arts, it has to do with, China and Japan specifically, which also have a religion of Buddhism and Hinduism.
Martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long connection. But that I've done a comparative theology class with Christianity and Hinduism, and I've really found that death isn't quite so negative for me anymore. If anything, I've started to welcome the idea of past lives and reincarnation.
Yeah.
And, incredibly so. And I feel like death is just a beginning, is the end of a beginning and the beginning of an end.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
That makes sense.
Because
it's the beginning.
It's a circle.
Yeah.
Like the circle of samsara, it's a continuous cycle that doesn't end and it doesn't have a beginning, but every end is a beginning and every beginning is an end. Yeah. Because that's the way it works. And it's lit because when you think about it, if you want to get biblical, let's say, we were born of dirt. So we begin as dirt.
Yeah.
And in the end, we die. Our bodies decompose.
Yep.
And once again, we become dirt.
Yep. And that dirt is used to grow plants. People consume, and people turn that energy into a person.
And it's thought that living items that have decomposed tend to fertilize the soil better.
Exactly.
And so when you think about it, death only helps other things to begin.
Yeah.
And when they end, once again, it begins again. Exactly. And it's just a cycle.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, I'm gonna die one day. My death personally, I don't really care what it's like. I hope it's of some sort of drug explosion. I just did too many at once and I was like, hell yeah, I'm trying to get turned, and then I just my heart stopped. But or I drink a lot and then black out and then throw up and then drown in my vomit or something like that while I'm
something where your last act is an act of just pleasure.
Exactly. And going out in a bang. Exactly. I want to go out doing the shit I want to do.
Yeah.
But hey, if it don't work out like that, I believe that my soul shall one day become something else. Now, personally, I'm hoping for something like a dragon, you feel me? Like a real dragon. I'm feeling like I don't want to get reincarnated immediately.
Like one of those Komodo dragon?
No.
Dragon? Or a real dragon?
Like a legit
Gotcha.
Serpentine,
okay.
nigga.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a European,
like
Western
Ouroboros.
dragon Yeah.
World
Like
swallower.
Oroboros, like, yeah, exactly. Great Red. This nigga knows my high school DxD. But yes. That's what I want to be. I want to wait for like millennia until like humanity has evolved and advanced and grown and the world has gotten so large and the universe itself has gotten so large that dragons exist. And I'm gonna be a dragon.
Just in the future, dragons aren't a thing of fantasy. They're just like a different species from another planet.
Exactly.
That's dope.
And I think in my past life that I was some sort of, I think I was either Chinese or Japanese. And if not one of those, the ancestor of those.
I think in my past life, I was just like someone who just tried his whole life and just like didn't quite make it. You know, like is suburban dad successful? You know,
Suburban.
like
Edge of the city.
yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge. I don't have huge beliefs on past lives or anything.
I feel you.
I'm a really simple man when it comes to all that stuff. But like, I definitely feel like there is a lot of sort of cyclicity, to make up a word, to life and to death. You know, like there's absolutely a lot of, you know, people who are.
I feel like Shane Dawson.
Yeah, but there's no camera.
Exactly.
So you can look however you like.
And less vulgarity.
Um,
Just a tad, though.
a bit.
Watch your profanity.
But just sort of like, because I mean, you hear stories like, you know, like, oh, when my grandpa died, you know, do you need to take that? Okay. like oh, when my grandpa died, you know, like I really started noticing his characteristics in my son. You know, like if you have like a young son who's like starting to form, people sort of notice characteristics, and I think there's sort of a sense of, at least kind of, once you sort of like, if you notice characteristics of your grandfather in your son, you might start to sort of think about your son in a slightly different way and almost treat him like in the same respect that you had for your grandfather. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's.
So then you sort of make
like
him become that
an
person.
indirect.
He's used to,
it's
kind of like
it's like living vicariously through him, but one generation back.
Yeah, you know, but just sort of like people. If people get vibes of others from you, that can influence the way you act to sort of be like them, whether it's conscious or unconscious, you know?
I feel that.
And I think that sort of leads to the cycles. And even if it isn't, you know, like your grandfather, like if you knew of someone, you're like, oh, my son reminds me of Charlie Chaplin, you know, then you might be inspired to, you know, tell him to pursue his acting or comedy dreams, thus, you know, potentially making him the next Charlie Chaplin, you know? And that isn't quite reincarnation in the sense of, you know, like one soul traveling from one body to the next, but in terms of just kind of like an identity. I think that there is a lot of cyclical things to life that people just can't really put into words, and so I think a lot of it ends up in religion, you know?
You know, I was reading the Percy Jackson series.
Yeah.
And I was pondering it the other day. And one little thing about them is that all demigods share dyslexia and ADHD.
Do they really?
Yes, because ADHD heightens their battle reflexes.
Oh.
Because you're always jittery and always distracted.
Yeah.
So any small stimulus
It's an evolutionary
instantly
advantage.
catches your attention.
Yeah.
Exactly. And dyslexia was so that their mind would rearrange letters.
So it looked like it was, oh my.
In ancient Greek.
Really?
Yes.
That makes
That's why every demigod
so
sucked
much
in
sense.
school until they got to the ancient Greek.
That's so
classes.
funny.
And I was really pondering that and thinking, I have ADHD myself, along with a host of other things. But the most important one for this conversation is ADHD.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the past life thing again, and I've always been really attracted to things that force me to move. And I'm like because I'm super, super jittery. Like, I'm always moving my shoulders because I just have so much energy
Yeah.
that, like, I have to get rid of it. Otherwise, I'm just going to bounce off the walls. Like, you can.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, I'm not moving, so my speech is speeding up. But, yeah, so I, like, started to get into martial arts. That's when my mom put me in martial arts and track and stuff like that. Shitty at sports, but martial arts was great. I felt wonderful there. I would have gotten my black belt if my cousin hadn't broken my arm 3 years before my black belt test.
Aw,
I'm
rip.
still salty about that because then I switched to Taekwondo and I didn't like Taekwondo because I'm not super, super flexible, so the kicks weren't my thing. But I could really fuck a nigga up with my hands. Anyway.
But so, yeah, you were always,
I was
wanting
always
to do things.
super wanting to be like immersed in that martial arts kind of like Chinese Japanese style. Like swords always fascinated me, like more so than other things. Like I would look into it. Like people are like, oh, well, why don't you just like look at this anime about guns? I'm like, no. There's something about a sword.
Yeah.
There's something about the ancient skill and the art behind using a blade.
Yeah.
That just
Because
resonates with me.
I mean, guns to a certain degree can take craft, but in terms of just like if
There's not a lifestyle.
guns kill so easily,
Yeah,
swords
it doesn't
require
take
a
skill.
lifestyle.
It just takes accuracy and dexterity. But
Yeah.
for a sword, you need accuracy, dexterity, skill, strength, speed, technique, footwork, everything.
Yeah.
It's an art.
It's a
it
full
uses
body experience.
everything in your body. It uses it engages the entirety of your brain, your mind, your body, and your soul.
Yeah.
And that's why, like meditation, I feel like it's too inherent for me because okay, now we can bring in some of my other problems. Like I'm also bipolar, and so when I would have episodes when I was younger, I was more immersed in the martial arts.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of meditation in karate.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that helped to calm me down, and it wasn't prevalent, I guess, until later on when I moved out of martial arts, and that's when I started acting up again. Because
It did
like
make a difference.
it made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And now when I get back, when I like started to get immersed in anime and like martial arts comes up a lot in anime, they do a lot of meditation there too. And I started to move to like the wuxia and like all of this, like the Shaolin and all of these different like I guess periods where the focus was just martial arts and the movement of your chi and meditation and engaging your mind but clearing it at the same time. And it just felt right,
Yeah.
And so that's why I just like maybe, just maybe, I was a martial artist or a monk, a battle monk in my past life.
Sounds like Dungeons and Dragons, man.
Maybe, like, cause like
In my past life,
holy
I
shit,
was
I
your
meditate
15th
so
level
much now.
paladin.
Like people think I'm asleep all the time, but I'm literally just
You're
meditating.
just meditating? Yeah.
And everybody meditates in their own way, and I've learned to just meditate anyway.
That's
and in
nice.
any place and any time because
My friend has
it calms me
suggested
down,
that
and it
I
quells my emotions.
learn how to meditate or, like start meditating.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
That's why when I like people make me angry, my just face, it just instantly goes still,
Yeah.
and I just try to.
It's a very quiet,
And yeah, it's like
quiet anger.
it's prevalent that I'm doing something to control the fury in me, but like they don't hear or feel the fury.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
slowly. It's like a volcano that was close to erupting, but then somebody put a cap on it.
As someone who's experienced that
My anger.
to a degree,
Oh, my quelling.
yeah, it's terrifying. Because you never know. Because if someone's quiet,
Because I'm always a smiley, talkative
exactly,
person, and then I just have to meditate.
and then like and especially like if anyone's ever just like quiet when they're emotive in any capacity, it's like I don't know what's gonna come next. I don't know if they're gonna start laughing or crying or trembling and seething, because they aren't responding.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yep.
Which I guess can be kind of part of the point.
Yeah, because it's like now you've done something,
Yeah.
but I don't have to punish you for it because you just got terrified by the fact that you knew that you did something.
Yeah.
Because like otherwise I would just blow up on you and then it'd just be an argument and you have to go or something like that. But like
that's true.
this way, I get what I want and
That is true.
I don't have to scream. yell, shout.
Which brings
Fist.
us to our next question.
Yeah.
How do you feel that like you handle sadness?
Terribly. But it's getting better.
Well, because
Anger is the easiest emotion for me to quell.
yeah. And like when I say sadness, I mean like sort of like more temporary sadness. You know, it can be something that even lasts like a day or something, but not like depression sadness.
But that's the thing about my bipolar. Be just the little bit of trigger that would make me sad is amplified and extended.
Okay, yeah.
So what would only be a day for other people is a week. Sometimes 2 weeks. And maybe it's not full depression, but it's very obvious that I'm sad and I don't talk to people, I don't text people, I'm just always in my room, and it's just like people are asking me if I'm okay, and I say yes, but they obviously know I'm not because I haven't left my room in 7 days, kind of thing. And it's just like, it was worse in high school. Sometimes, like,
but
in high school,
feel like
sometimes
you're
I
doing
would
better?
have panic attacks and break down in class.
Oh wow.
But now, I just managed to get back to my room before I do any kind of breaking down.
Yeah.
And usually, singing helps a lot, like a whole lot, which is why I think maybe China was where I was from, was because music is a very intricate part of the Chinese culture. And I feel like music has always been so powerful for me.
Yeah.
Like when I'm listening to music, like I legitimately have to take both earbuds out to talk to you. Because if I have an earbud in, I'm not listening to you. Even if it's just one.
I'm the same way.
It's just like music captures all of my attention.
Yeah.
And whether it looks like I'm giving it to you, no.
Yeah.
I'm listening to my music.
It's intense.
It's just it's so emotional for me and so cathartic. It's just like if I need to break down, then I sing. And then immediately after I'll break down and it'll be more intense, but significantly shorter. Significantly shorter. Because the song draws all of the emotions out, whereas my bipolar keeps them inside of me and stewing.
Okay, yeah.
So when I'm able to release that emotion, then I have my release. And there's no need for me to continuously be sad because I've released it now. The energy is in the air.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of like my chi being purged. Like the negativity corrupts my chi.
That makes sense.
And when I sing, I channel the entirety of my mind, body, and my soul. And free my soul and my chi of its corruption.
Yeah. It's all about finding ways to release.
Yeah.
You know. It's interesting just the concepts of tension and release. I mean, you know, that's a positive and a negative cycle. That kind of shape is just sort of found everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
That's experiencing emotions, you know. That's stuff, you know, like tension and release are also sort of concepts that pervade music theory, you know. That's how you have, you know, different moments in
physics too.
Yeah, and then
everything.
Exactly, you know, even, you know, writing, you know, you have moments of tension and release.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the cycle of, as cheesy as this sounds, life and death, you know, and the cycle of becoming attached to someone and moving past someone, you know, once they've died, or even if it's just like a breakup.
Yeah.
I think that's intense. know what I want to talk about?
¿Qué, Cerito?
Um,
Not a real one, but
uh, what's it called? Like
oh,
breakups
Oh,
and like
a
loss.
lot of those.
Yeah, like like that kind of loss in terms of like a missed relationship or a
Got
dead
a lot
relationship.
of growth, actually, to share about that. If I can grab this goddamn pesky ass toothpick that I feel like I just smacked on here, which I surely did.
Like, I mean, I've only been no, okay, that's not true. I've only ended like 2 relationships.
Okay.
Like,
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, I get it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No wonder. No wonder you are an adorable little Earth sign.
Don't
aren't you?
of course at me.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It all makes sense.
Oh no.
It all makes sense. I'm a Sagittarius. Newly
Which symbol is
Ophiuchus.
that?
Okay, so
that the
technically
bow?
I'm 2. Yeah, there's Sagittarius, the centaur with the flaming bow.
Yes.
And then which is a fire sign, and then there's Ophiuchus, which doesn't have a designated sign.
It's not. That's not the U, is it?
I'm not sure what the symbol for it thing is.
Okay.
But it's the snake bear.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so
I think that's the 13th sign, right?
14th.
14th.
Aren't there 13? Yeah.
I thought there were 12, and then they added 13.
Is it?
I think it is.
Can I count? Is it the 12th
Because it was
number yet? Because
it was the 12 months, and then they added the 13th one. Or like
you know what? That sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just look it up real quick. I also want to know what the sign looks like.
Yeah. I'm curious to say that. I mean, I only know signs from Homestuck. Forgive me.
Yeah, 13th. You're right.
What's the symbol?
It's the
Oh,
U
it's
with
a
the
U
thing
with
in
the line
between.
through it.
Yeah.
That is that.
Yeah. That's a me.
Homestuck.
And we're the sexiest sign apparently. So I got
Sexy number 13.
a lot of relationships that I've ended. Quite a few, actually.
But yeah.
I've lost track.
Oh, but
Like it's bad.
that's more than me. But like
A lot of them just kind of end, though. You feel me?
yeah, there are those, but I feel like those. I mean, even still, relationships have like one person who like just sort of brings it over the edge of like it's over in some capacity. If it's not them saying the words, then it's then it's them not responding to the last text or whatever. Because relationships can end a lot of different ways.
Well, yeah. See, that's the most common way for hoes. We just stop texting each other.
Yeah.
We like fuck one more time, and then we just stop texting each other, and then
Rip me.
next day,
Yeah.
and then we have another hoe.
And then
next day.
just nothing.
Because we have lists. That's what we're a hoe, so we have lists and backup plans on our backup plans on top of our iCloud backup plans. We even got albums in Dropbox too.
Oh
so
my God.
I mean, we're prepared. We're backed up. We even saved some in the Chrome settings. Just to make
Bookmarks.
sure. So I mean, I got lists on lists on lists on lists, wrists on wrists on wrists. Like I literally currently am eloping with a nigga, but I mean I might just be eloping with a different nigga tomorrow. Like I don't get the bad ones. I haven't gotten catfished yet, so
That's good.
and out of the amount of people I fucked, that's pretty impressive. But I mean, there are also ones that I just like hate to have ended. Like there was one when I was in high school. His name was Drew. Now, a thing I enjoyed in high school was turning straight guys. And it wasn't like the kind of turn straight guys I do now. It was intense. That shit was like, it was like, you think I'm a predator now, nigga? Like in high school, I was so feeling myself. Now it's like like a humble cute, you know? Like,
Mhm.
I know I'm cute, but I'm humble about it. And as humble as I can be.
Uh-huh.
In high school,
Mhm.
I was cute, but
And
I thought I
you
was
owned
the
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Because I had like just come out and everybody would love me because I was funny as fuck. And
Mhm.
now I was all of the cheerleaders' best friend because I was gay too.
Mhm.
I'm pan now, technically, but yeah.
You know what's weird? When I was in high school for a brief period, I also thought I was the shit, but like didn't really have much of a reason to. I just was like, "Yep, that's me. I'm the shit."
I mean, that's a good attitude.
It is.
As long as
It
you're
was
not
what I
over.
needed at the time. Like in terms of attitude,
Mm-hmm.
uh, didn't it didn't do anything else.
I feel you. We dated for like 4 months, but the nigga was just too slow. You know, it was just like we had done everything but fuck, and I was like, how have we not fucked in the 4 months that
So
we've been
did it
together?
end?
Long story short, I cut it out.
Ah.
I felt a little bit guilty afterwards because he was like, wait, but like I was really starting
What's
to like
what's
work.
what's the
work at it,
most
and I was like,
guilty you've ever
"Oh."
felt? What's the most guilty?
That was the most guilty.
That was the most guilty.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel guilty about breaking up with people. I'm a hoe.
That's fair enough. Have you ever been broken up with and it was just like
Oh
the
yeah.
worst?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Oh yeah. I've been, but
What about it do you think was just so?
well, I've been broken up with a lot.
Mm-hmm. But like, what about the worst times made them particularly bad?
The ones that I fell in love with.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were the ones that like hit me where it hurts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, this nigga Ryan. I remember we were dating in high school. He was a sophomore. I was a senior. I was like, it's a little young budding love. He's adorable. The nigga was crazy and did drugs, so I was down. But long story short, we fell in love, and he gave me this little token or this little like piece of paper. I don't know what it was, but it said that I will always love you to the ends of the earth, and he drew a picture of us. And so that shit was like, fuck. I kept that in my wallet at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told me he was gonna dye his hair my favorite color because he, you know, gay people, we like to dye hair. And I was like, fuck, he's gonna dye his hair purple. I'm hella down for this shit. And then 3 days before my birthday, he broke up with me.
Mm.
And I was like, whoa, bro.
That sucks.
He said he was going through some shit. I mean, at first I didn't believe him, but like lightweight he was because I think he got arrested.
Mm.
And then he hasn't had another boyfriend since me. So.
Do you know what the worst thing I've ever done probably is?
What?
I broke up with the girl about a week, maybe like week and a half before her birthday. And then I went to her birthday party.
Oh, boy! That's just savage.
Here's the thing. This is the honest to God truth.
That's fucked up lightweight, though.
Tried to make
like
it
that.
clear that, like, I was polite. I tried to, as polite as a high schooler could, I tried to politely decline going to the birthday party after I had broken up with her because...
Wait, she invited you?
Yeah.
Afterwards?
Well, because she invited
After
me.
the fact?
She invited me, I believe, before, and then
you broke up with her and she still wanted you to come.
And I said like hey, I can't make it on. I said like hey, I can't make it, and she said something like, well, we moved it to Sunday if you still want to come. Like if you want to come, and so I'm like, and she was pretty cool, and she is pretty cool. We've made up. We're now friends. And so I
mean, if she invited you, then that's not as savage as I thought.
Yeah. No, I wasn't being a savage anything. But like I thought that she was just saying like hey, I'm chill with it, you know? Like we can still be friends.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if she was. I think I asked her later and she said she just wasn't.
Vengeful.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the worst part about that story. Is that I had like broken up with her after her grandfather had died, and I just basically hadn't been there for her, and I felt bad about that. And I mean, there was just no excuse for what I did. But I
Yeah,
mean,
that part's fucked up.
yeah, yeah, it was bad. That's
But
like
did you know that her grandfather had died?
I did.
Oh, nigga, come on.
Yeah, and it was because
Could have
like
given her like a few weeks and just not talked to her. You know,
mm-hmm.
just like and then officially broken up with her, like
That's-
after the pain had worn off a little bit after her birthday. You know, after things had settled down.
Yeah, I mean like her grandfather had died like a month earlier, something. So like, but I had been. The story gets
When
worse.
is it funny?
What?
42 years. You have to wait 42 years
Yeah.
before somebody's death can be funny. Except for no, yeah, Michael Jackson's still not funny. Definitely not.
Is Abraham Lincoln's death funny?
Oh, that nigga's hilarious.
So not only does it becomes funny after 42 years, it then just increasingly gets funnier every 42 years after that.
Oh, of course. We make fun of Thomas Jefferson, but we also kind of hate him because he's lightweight, but not lightweight.
No, he was a dick to Edison.
Yeah, he fucked slaves and fathered them.
Oh yeah,
And
he
then
did a lot of
left
things
them.
wrong.
I forgot there was a list of shit he did
Oh god,
on Facebook. I posted it.
I don't want to get into that. Just fuck Thomas Edison. Fuck Christopher
Thomas
Columbus.
Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson was the asshole. Thomas Edison was an asshole too. He stole.
He
stole the idea of the light bulb.
Yeah, I thought you said Thomas
was not
Edison.
him.
Thomas
I
Jefferson.
think Isaac Newton stole his idea too, didn't he?
No, those were different time periods.
Yeah, but I think he still stole that idea, right, from somebody else.
I wouldn't know. I know
for a fact.
I know that
Thomas
Edison was
did,
an
but I don't know
ass. I know that Thomas Jefferson was rapey.
and a racist.
That. I mean, yeah, he had slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look it up because that shit is funny.
History is full of assholes.
Jefferson's shit. Hey, there it is.
Thomas Jefferson is a piece of shit.
Here we go. Let's see.
Uh,
Okay, well, you're just not gonna give me any information.
Hamilton, Miranda.
Okay.
Referencing
And other fun facts. I want to see the stupid.
the Hamilton musical.
Once had a persistent headache that kept him in bed for 2 days because he embarrassed himself. Okay. All right. I just want to know what bad stuff did Thomas Jefferson do. Apparently, you can't just write shit on there. And apparently, oh, here we go. Dark Side of Thomas Jefferson. Oh hell no! I need fucking I need like bullet points. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not reading no goddamn essay. I shouldn't have gone to the Smithsonian anyway. Lifetime slaveholder, hypocrite. Duh. All men are created equal. Enslaved nearly 200 beings. Had held 175 black men and women and children. I'm high. Oh, and by 1822, he increased that number to 267.
Oh my god.
He was a rapist. I remember that. What else? He was an incestuous pedophile.
Oh.
Okay. Wait. Ooh, wait. This is about to get good. Okay. He took with him his oldest daughter, Martha, and then wait, did he fuck them all? Oh, she fucked his daughter.
Gross.
He fucked Martha.
Martha.
His daughter, his eldest daughter. And then some bitch, and then a bunch of people. Oh, and his daughter Polly.
Oh my god.
And who's Sally? Sally and James were half siblings.
He fucked Sally and James?
Martha Wales Skelton Jefferson. His daughter.
My god.
He married his daughter.
Oh my god.
That's insane. He had a white daughter, Martha Jefferson Randolph. Ellen Randolph Coolidge. Back to Africa proponent. So, a racist. And he was a legislative racist, international racist, and then blatantly ignorant racist. Those are 3 different things.
He was 3 different types of racists.
3 different types of racists because he did hella shit for each type.
Oh my god.
He gave $40,000 and 1,000 firearms to colonial French slaveholders in Haiti in an attempt to defeat Toussaint Louverture's successful slave rebellion.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Wow. He's a liar. Well, duh. Black labor built Monticello. Oh.
Yep.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I mean,
we built most of the shit.
You know, didn't slaves build the White House?
Yeah. We built a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Because we were enslaved for like 400 years.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. So we were enslaved since y'all had the first towns.
Yeah. Man.
Like all of the inventions, like a shitload of the inventions were made in an attempt to improve shit that slaves were doing.
Cotton gin.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, because before you could... I mean, yeah, that was the worst invention to happen in terms of slavery, because that then meant that, you no longer needed, 100 slaves to pick cotton. You needed 1,000 slaves to use the cotton gin.
Yep.
You'd get more cotton, but Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Slavery was a bullshit time.
Yeah. And I mean, there's still countries that have slavery.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's not... Actually, I don't know how the slavery is.
It's actually probably pretty down bad.
Yeah, it's... I mean, yeah. I mean...
That's why I want to be...
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that you just... You don't think about, Just because there's so much shit, Like...
I think I'm going to be a monk.
You want to be a monk?
Yeah, I think I'm going to earn a lot of money, take a lot of martial arts, and then just consign my life to monkness. Leave all my money for my children and my hubby, and then go to the Himalayas or something, go to a monastery, hopefully become the Iron Fist.
If you want to go to a monk to become the Iron Fist, you have the wrong initial goal.
Okay, so maybe Kunlun. The Golden City.
Isn't that in heaven?
Yes.
I don't like the odds of you getting there.
Mm-hmm. And what's his name?
Xiaoping? I don't remember.
It's like Xiaoyang the Undying.
Yeah.
Shaolin the Undying.
Go watch Marvel's Iron Fist.
I already watched it.
I'm to the audience at home.
Oh yeah, it's
really
very recommended. It's amazing.
It's
just
incredible. Really, I personally wasn't able to finish Daredevil 2. Season 2. I know it's good. I know I'll eventually go back and finish it. And after that, I didn't see anything about Luke Cage, so when it came out, I just never watched it.
Luke Cage was so good.
But I also heard that was really good.
It's so good, but I think I like it more because it's all black people.
Iron Fist, yeah. And I really appreciate,
And it's like, it's so cool.
That is a thing.
Like they have it's in Harlem, so like everybody's black. And it's great. Yeah. It's fucking
but I am watching Iron Fist, so go watch Iron Fist.
Please do.
That's our local sponsor spot.
Mm-hmm. Sponsored by Marvel and Netflix.
Yeah. We're getting that
but yeah.
sweet ad revenue.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you or a loved one has been affected by mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation in amounts exceeding $50,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, 300 megabytes of hard drive capacity. 300 megabytes of storage capacity. That's right. 300 megabytes of hard drive capacity. Think about the value and the usage of a computer with a 300 megabyte hard drive. What can that do for you? Oh, sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. When you're thinking about the capacity of a hard drive of that size, it's as if you have 300 huge file cabinets, 300 file cabinets of storage capacity. That's right. The biggest arena of computers today, the biggest arena is in the CD-ROMs. It's the biggest growing sector of computers, and it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. It's not a fad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's tomorrow, today. There's 26 volumes of an encyclopedia on We're talking about 9 million words just for starters on that disc. That's on one disc. You couldn't get close to that on a floppy disk. 9 million megabytes. This comes with the CD-ROM built in.
Have you ever like had a loved one die? Is that a topic? Is that too sensitive a topic? We do not have
No.
to talk about that.
I don't know. Maybe black people are just long lived, or something.
Because-
or all of my closest relatives, or the ones that live near me, aren't super old, well, except for my grandparents. So I'm expecting one of them to die soon. So I'm expecting to go through that.
Yeah.
But not really.
Because I've only had 2 people die that I care about. I mean, and like that I even remotely cared about, and that was my grandmother, who, I mean, everyone thought was a bitch, and she was kind of a bitch, and so like I didn't care that much, you know, like she wasn't like the mom who raised me kind of thing. And the other person, this is really white of me, was Robin Williams. Because he was my comedy inspiration. It made me sad that he
I'm
was gone.
so done.
No, but like I've but
You
like
could have not given me
a wider answer.
a wider answer. Did you know Robin Williams?
I didn't at all. But
You
you know,
guys
he
best
inspires.
But
No,
yet,
sir.
he was a loved one.
Yeah, no, he's not. He wasn't a loved one. He was a person that I cared about when he died. Did I call him a loved one? I might have.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, but he was like the only person I've actually cared about who dies.
Well, I mean,
Like, I
if
haven't-
we could just say any nigga in the world, like, I was
No.
devastated when Whitney Houston passed away.
That's
I was
fair.
devastated.
That's fair.
And when Michael Jackson passed away, nigga, I literally had tickets to his last concert,
Damn.
and he died before he could go to the concert.
But that's like, yeah.
So I just held
Like,
these tickets.
I've
and I
had
was like,
one family
no
member
way.
die, and I cared more about Robin Williams' death than I did hers. You know, I haven't lost anyone that I truly care about.
I cried when my fish died,
When my cat
but
dies,
I may have murdered my fish. So
I might cry. I don't know.
Oh,
Definitely when my
when
mom
my
dies.
dog dies, I think I'm gonna just
Yeah.
off myself.
Yeah.
Like that will be the end of it, because I love my dog more than anybody in my family.
One comedian. Oh, I think it was Bo Burnham. What do you think about Bo Burnham?
He's got Netflix shit, so maybe
Yeah.
maybe he's right.
But he said something along the lines of, someone asked him like, oh, you're a comedian, you have some introspective shit to say on death. How long do you think you'll live? And he said something like 14 years, because that's approximately how long my dog will live. You know?
Yep,
And it's just like, yeah,
that's pretty fucking accurate. I got about 8 years left, so I'm gonna make the most of it.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like I have a cat.
Oh my god.
You okay?
It's always been my dream to die at 27. And 19 plus 8 is 27.
That's spooky as shit.
That's fucking insane.
I thought you were like,
Holy fuck.
I thought you were freaking out about me just saying that I have a cat. And I
No,
was like,
dude.
okay.
That has literally always been
That's
my
funny.
dream. Ever since I was like 8 years old, and my cousin showed me like
The
this
27
the list of celebrities who
Yeah.
died at 27,
It's
and like
intense.
Amy Winehouse was on that list. I was like, holy fuck, these people were like great, and they died at 27. I'm trying to do that, and that has always been my dream.
Yeah,
And then I got a dog, and she's gonna live
that's
till
intense.
I'm 20. That's insane. It's perfect.
But yeah, I mean, like I grew up with my cat, and cats don't live as long as dogs, but they can live up to like 12, 13, 14 years, you know, and so that's like a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
My dog, I already know she's gonna be kicking it at 14. So I'm just ready for her to. I mean, she's a great dog, but she's not sickly, but she's crazy. So I know she's
Yeah,
gonna do
just-
something.
just
that's
going-
she's already thrown her ACL out, so she's
Ooh.
just like fucked herself. But she's like already 6. Oh, she might be 7 soon.
And then my computer stopped recording. It eventually started up again, though. While I have you here, I figure I might as well mention that all of the music that is being played tonight is Neil Cicerega. There's just something about his music, about his mashups that just remind me of home. It's very comforting. Anyways,
Houston, we have a problem.
uh, who's that voice actor who voices
Your mom?
That's the one. Joe on Family Guy, just like deep voice.
Fuck, I should know this because I've been asked this before, and I've.
I'd love to have him just like be my captain on a flight.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I can't do the voice at all. I'm not even gonna try.
What's Joe's last name?
Schwarzenberger? No clue.
Joe Swanson.
Schwarzenberger? Voice. Patrick Warburton.
I remember him now.
Lovely fucking voice.
He's a marvelous man.
He voiced the
he's also in Venture Bros. That's where I remembered him. He was
Yep.
Brock Simpson.
Yes.
That's where I fucking remembered that voice.
He also did the voice of he was the narrator in the Neil Patrick Harris thing on Netflix.
Oh.
Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, he was Detective Cash in The Batman.
Where is she? Yeah. He's one of those voice actors that's like, he does one voice and he does it great.
Like Archer.
Yeah. H.
Because
John
he
Benjamin.
literally uses the same voice as
Archer.
for Bob's Burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Which both are phenomenal shows.
Yeah.
I recommend Archer. Specifically, if you don't have time to binge watch the entire series, Archer Vice Season 5 is my most recommended.
Is it really?
It is.
I could not stand that season.
Really? I loved it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I love cocaine, but...
I think for me, it's because I couldn't stand the fact that
Pam was fucking annoying,
Pam
though.
was the reason why they were having all these troubles, and it's like if they were just
If they just
ballsy
killed
enough
her,
to kill Pam,
they'd be good.
exactly. But you can't kill off a main character, and that bothers me. I don't like that so much, you know. Like, I mean, it's good. It's, I guess, good writing, but I
found it.
it's hard for me
She also gets hot that season. So
enjoy. She does, but it's hard for me to enjoy a show when I hate a character. Like,
I feel you.
Yeah. Like, have you read A Streetcar Named Desire?
No.
All of the
I've read
characters are
pieces of it,
written
though.
to make you hate them.
Oh.
Because the whole thing is a metaphor for, because here's the story.
Maniac McGee.
Here's the story of it. The main character's sister comes into town to live with her, and
Spoilers.
their relationship is sort of and the main character's husband, they're in like a tense marriage.
Okay.
So the main character's a woman.
Yes.
Her sister comes in. She has a rough marriage with her husband. The main character has a rough marriage with her husband. Sister comes in, starts to make things worse, starts to really sort of rile up the husband, who wants her out of the house. The reason why the sister is visiting is because she had a husband who was gay and who killed himself.
Oh. Never mind.
Because and that husband is a metaphor for the author of the story, who was in the closet at the time. And it was this, and like the reason why the husband had killed himself is because like he had been caught cheating with another man by his wife, and so he was so embarrassed, because this is way old, long time ago.
Of course.
That he kills himself, and so now she's in shock. She doesn't understand like what was happening. She doesn't. I don't think she even understands that he was gay. And she comes to visit them, and you just want to hate all of the characters because, I mean, basically they're all villains, and are the reason why, you know, the standard for the author is dead.
I can't read that. I don't like reading.
It's weirdly intense.
Hating. Well, I mean,
And
I
it's
can't really hate
for a
characters,
reason.
so maybe not.
But yeah, but it's written so that you hate the characters because they are the problem. And it does a great job. But like, I walked away from that book at first being just like, I cannot stand this book, until I realized, oh, I can't stand the characters. This is excellent writing, you know, because it made me feel this way about the characters. But yeah,
This one needs to be
there's a lot of. I don't remember why I was telling that story. Something about not liking the characters.
Yeah, and because of that, something you didn't like Archer.
Yeah.
Twice.
Archer Vice, because Pam was the villain.
But I mean, I found it kind of entertaining when she
Yeah.
was eating the coke. I didn't like that was
I liked the other
running
stories
gag.
though. Yeah.
That kind of made me annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we're spoiling the whole thing for them right now.
Oh, true.
You don't even have to watch the series
Rip.
anymore.
I mean, you can still watch it for the other stories. The
All
other
right,
stories
try
are good.
season 4. It was good as fuck. Oh, and season 6 is good too.
And 1 and 5 and 3.
5
No.
is Archer Vice.
5 is Archer Vice.
Yes.
I thought that was 7.
Nope.
Season 7 is the one that isn't out yet.
Yep.
Gotcha.
There are 6 seasons.
I always confuse Bob's Burgers and Archer Vice because I watch both of them on Netflix, and they both have H. John Benjamin, and like they've occasionally had like crossovers. Like
Yeah.
there've been like
There was a
2
Archer
Archer
episodes
episodes.
where,
Yeah.
where he was this Bob.
yeah.
That was really
That was really funny.
cool. I love that episode.
But like they couldn't get the voice actors for the children, so then later when they have like the sea tents, the two the husband and wife are the 2 kids.
Once again, we're ruining the entire show for them.
I mean, that's not a spoiler.
Those were all spoilers.
No, who the voice actors are, that's not a spoiler.
No, but the fact that
Don't-
there's a crossover episode, 2 of them. And then
Well,
you
one of
were
them
going into detail about
one of
it?
them was a cameo. One of them's just a cameo.
Yeah, well,
Cameos aren't
No,
canon.
now you're just like canonical.
No, I was trying to make a pun
Oh,
about canon and cameo. Don't light my shirt on fire.
I'm not gonna light your shirt on
I
fire.
don't trust you.
Why?
I'm kidding.
I just take it off.
That's the worst logic I ever seen.
But she,
I think
I really do need to invest in the martial arts lessons again.
you need to
But
invest in them.
specifically not karate or taekwondo.
Not either of them.
No.
Why not?
Preferably judo or aikido. I don't know.
About them.
I've been more of a fan of Japanese. So like, I don't know. I just really want to learn Japanese things. Like I've got a pretty good grasp on kendo, and I what you call improvise. So technically, it's kenjutsu. But because it's mostly one-handed that I use anyway. I don't like to use two-handed. It's kind of restricting. Yeah, I can use a lot of force, but I'm not a huge person, so force shouldn't really be my focus.
That's fair. That's true.
But Shaolin Kung Fu is dope as fuck. So like I might want to try that.
You ever watch the show
Sriracha
Shaolin
fun.
Showdown?
Of course I did, with the fucking nigga with he literally looked like Krillin, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what when the first time I watched Dragon Ball Z after watching Shaolin Showdown, I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, how do you guys have the same character? And why does he have new powers? Because before that nigga was like a leader of a team, and now he's just like the fucking.
Didn't they like bring back Shaolin Showdown for a period?
They did.
Fuck. I remember that. I didn't watch it. That
I
was
didn't
weird.
either. I should have. It would have reminded me of old times.
I wonder if it was any good.
I don't know, because Shaolin Showdown was old.
Yeah. But it was like good old. It was like early 2000s,
Yeah,
you know.
like real early 2000s.
Along with like, you know,
I was 5.
Jake Long, American Dragon,
Oh my god, that shit was so good.
Billy and Mandy.
So good. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is like, they still have repeats of that on Cartoon Network.
Do they really?
They definitely do.
Fuck. That show was so dope.
That show was literally amazing. I watched the movies for that show too, and everything, bro.
That show.
So good. Grim was great, but I always loved Mandy because she was like me.
Billy was me.
Legitimately.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Mandy, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I insult you. But fuck. American Dragon Jake Long was so good. I liked it before they did the animation update.
What
Because
was
it
the
went
animation update?
It went from like a European Western dragon that was bipedal to a Chinese dragon. So like the animation style became more Chinese in nature
Interesting.
versus like
I don't know
Americanized
because I feel like I've only seen one, and I don't know.
Yeah, you probably haven't seen the newer one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Then
came
yeah.
out a long time afterwards, and I thought it was
Gotcha,
good. And I was like,
gotcha.
because I was trying to see American Dragon Jake Long again, and I was like, oh, I really don't like Chinese dragons. Like they're dope. like when they don't look like that.
Yeah,
Because they were all like badly animated and shit, and I was like, I really didn't like that style at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, American Dragon Jake Long Vintage was great.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall. Baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're my wonder-wall.
Let's talk about martyrdom.
Sure.
What is there to talk about martyrdom? Do you ever do that thing where you like, this is oddly specific,
Mm-hmm.
but you like sort of do something to kind of like harm yourself? Like here's like to as a way of sort of punishing yourself. Like here's an example. Like I'm not going to eat lunch until I finish this essay. Or something like that. Does that make any sense? Do you ever do things where you're just like, oh, I'm taking one for the team. Yeah, even though the team is you and the team doesn't benefit from you not eating lunch.
That happens all the time. But it's
What's up
generally
with
not
that?
the eating thing because I just don't eat in general.
Yeah, I get that. But like, yeah, but just sort of like you do
And it's not pain either because I'm a masochist and I just do it 'cause I
things. That's fair. Yeah.
It's part of being queer. Every bottom. Here's a little secret. Every bottom is a masochist.
Every
Short and
bottom.
simple. Like, there's no way in hell you could take a big old one going up your booty if you don't like pain in some way, because that thing is tight as a motherfucker. Like, you think a pussy is tight, nigga? No, it's not. That shit is literally like an open mouth in comparison.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's why bitches are like, when you put it in the wrong hole, they're like, wrong hole, and they're screaming.
That makes
it
sense.
hurts.
That makes sense.
So think
know
about
what?
a lot of lube, a lot of time, a lot of effort,
I think that
and then finally the condiment and sababa.
I think that is the epitome of martyrdom.
Honestly, we're taking one
take-
for the
taking a
team.
dick in
Like
the ass.
we are taking one for the team. Like damn, y'all get all the pleasure in the world. You ain't got to do shit.
I mean, well, that covers
Martyrdom.
all of the,
I mean, I
that,
feel like
that
martyrdoms
covers
are
martyrdom.
heroes. Martyrs are
That,
heroes.
that's the point. They're heroes.
I'm a hero
makes-
to my nigga.
That's a good line. All right.
Yep.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this quest.
Ladies and gentlemen, and any in between, and any that identify as
Yes.
none or both.
Shit. I've been saying ladies and gentlemen this whole time. I feel so bad. I've been leaving out people of the jury.
And those who don't identify as
I'm not,
people.
because I'm not specifically
All who are
pointing out
listening.
ladies and gentlemen. It was supposed to be just like an ironic greeting from like
Yeah, I
ladies
get
and
it.
gentlemen, the show.
I get it.
So, people of the jury, thank you for joining me on this adventure called Friday Night Bible Studies. We'll see you in the next life, whenever and wherever that may
Maybe
be.
it'll be
8/7 Central.
Sunday morning brunch.
Yeah. That honestly might be my next podcast. Stay tuned!
It's a good ass name.
Man, it's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun. Well, I hear you whispering the words, melt everyone, but you stay so cool. Mom, you need my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. You're my reason for reason. The step in my groove. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I would give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood. 'Cause you're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love that can be so smooth. Yeah, give me your heart, make it real. Let's forget about it. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you believe in me, a crying shame. In every breath and every word, I hear your name calling me out. Well, from the body, you hear my rhythm on the radio. You feel the turning of the world, so soft and slow, turning you round and round. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I would give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood. 'Cause you're so smooth. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, yeah. Hey. Only shooting stars break the mold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Well, yeah, it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love that can be so smooth. Yeah, give me your heart, make it real, or else we'll be without it.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. For those of you who've listened for a while, you know that I like to end my shows with a what I learned. And to end this show, I just like to say that I learned a lot about not only how to run a podcast and how to be a presenter in a way, but I've been doing this for about a year, and when I had guests and I had other people to talk with, that was truly the greatest learning experience of them all. So that was it. Thank you again. I'm sure that there will be more of me somehow in some capacity. If it's another podcast or a sketch comedy channel on YouTube, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, here's one more song by Neil Cicierega. This one is titled Man Piano, and it's a good one. I wish you all a good night, good luck, and Godspeed.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test known as why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good